Now, as those of us who were there know, fuck what they say on the radio or YouTube or bullshit. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. The so-called riots in Portland, they call it the Portland riots, was actually nothing more than a few blocks downtown that was all out of control. And most of that was instigated by people on the right. I saw it with my own fucking eyes. They would drive around these monster trucks, usually white Blazers for some reason, and with their flags, their MAGA flags that would say MAGA, and would say Trump fucking 2026 and all kinds of stupid shit. And which is, obviously if he's going to win 2020 or 2024, Trump 2024, obviously that means they want to see 3 terms, which immediately is fucking against the laws. I mean, come on, man. These people that claim, these Republicans who claim to be these law and order people that are all about law and order, they've been revealed to be liars, duplicitous, mendacious piles of shit. But anyhow, back to the task I had. First of all, anybody that has read about, I was not old enough for, but my father told me about the riots in '68 in Detroit, because I am from Detroit. And in fact, I'm from a block and a half from 8 Mile. And he told me about how they had to have the tanks out. And they had the tanks out on 8 Mile, and I mean, it was the whole city was 2.5 million people were up in arms, and that riot, I would say, also was rightfully, as Kennedy said, if you make peaceful protest impossible, you make armed riots fucking inevitable. Basically, a riot's inevitable, and that's true. What happened in Detroit was the same thing. You had the unions that raised all boats, so you had the equivalent of like 2.5 million people. It's not where was it? Say 1 million people making the equivalent of today $100,000 a year with the unions in those days. And the unions didn't care if you were, white, black, male, female. Everyone got paid the same wage scale, so it lifted all boats. What happened in Detroit? Well, you had a burgeoning middle class, a black middle class that was well educated, and guess what? They had the same social pathologies and the same social outcomes in a lot of ways as their counterparts. Isn't that something? Isn't that crazy? Anyhow, they had the unmitigated audacity to ask that, hey, if you call a cop, could I have somebody from my community, a black person, come to my... Every cop was white. Every fireman was white. The entire government, city government was white. The county government was white. And they're paying all this money in taxes, and they can't even get any representation. Okay? And on top of that, you're shooting their community and killing them free. And on top of that, you run I-75 right through the middle of their fucking community. Thereby, many never been the same. So people say that, what's this money in this bill to replace or to acknowledge the harm done to community? Absolutely. In Detroit, the name has escaped me. John Lee Hooker talks about it. I'm put on the spot at the moment. It's Hastings. I-75. I'm not saying I-75 is a bad thing. I'm saying, why do you got to put it right strapped through the fucking burgeoning black community? So they probably had a reason to fucking riot. And in Portland, you had the fucking riots with the murder of George Floyd. Again, they should have rioted fucking years ago when they fucking shot that one poor kid. Oh my God, in Chicago. I couldn't believe that they got away with it. The kid's walking away, and the guy pulls up and gets all trigger happy. There's already 19,000 cars pulled up on this kid in Chicago, and as he's walking away, they gun him down. Nothing. I thought, well, this is going to be it. People are going to get fucking, And then the poor guy's selling a Lucy. They choke him to death over a fucking Lucy. So the right is now trying to, get some sort of false equivalency between that and January 6th. Sorry, not even close. What are they rioting about? They're rioting about a lie. First of all, George Floyd was really killed and murdered. Donald Trump didn't really win the election. It wasn't even close. In fact, people fucking on the right probably don't even want to hear this, but they lose every election damn near by 7 million votes. Why do you think in the Senate they have to hurry up and tack left when they run for the Senate? They go as far as they can right to get the fucking primary one so they don't get fucking so they don't get fucking somebody on their right fucking outflanking them, and then they heard me have to tack left to the center because they'll get crushed in a fucking general election between fucking because they're out of their mind. So the riots in Portland were not riots. It could have been quelled very quickly with some intelligent people. What happened though was some people from the outside came and instigated plenty of fucking trouble. Plenty of trouble. I saw it with my own eyes. I don't want to hear it. I don't need no fucking theoretical shit. I fucking, my evidence is my eyes. And it was people think when you say Portland, first of all, Portland's a tiny town. It's not even a city. I don't even know why they call it a city. It's a town. Okay? And you had like fucking 400 people rioting downtown in a fucking 4-block area maybe. At the county building or at the fucking courthouse or whatever it was. You know? And the other thing is too is mobs have a mind of their own. We all know this, whether right or left. They have a mentality of, that's why they're dangerous. Peaceful protest, okay? And it did start out peaceful. Always, whenever they start going the next day, it would start out peaceful. They would be instigated, they would be sprayed, it would cause chaos. A couple times I tried to intervene and fucking just talk. I mean, if somebody would have given me a megaphone, let me fucking settle this. You know, talk some sense to these people. Because then you had the feds driving up, grabbing people. This again is not theoretical. I saw it. I documented the whole thing. And isn't it odd that my 37 journals, all my audio, and all my visual tapes were stolen? Isn't that odd? Because they kept trying to arrest me. I can still taste fucking tear gas in my fucking nose sometimes. I'm not kidding. If something breaks free in one of my fucking, it's like I can taste tear gas. It's fucked up, man. It was not a riot. There's people that lived in Portland, didn't even see it. They didn't even know what was going on for fucking months. They were like, what are they talking about? That's true. January 6th, though, that was a coup attempt. In every sense of the word. It was an attempt to overthrow the will of the people and to install a puppet autocrat. And if you think Donald Trump would rule in a kind, gentle manner, you're fucking on crack. Okay? Let me tell you something else. It would be the treasury would be pilfered. Now just think for a minute. Had this succeeded, had they fucking decapitated the government and fucking did this by fiat, what would life be like today, 2 years later? Would we even be having elections right now? Would they matter? Would we all be in jail? Would I be in jail? You know, that they say the only place for a fucking just man in an unjust society is jail. I think Thoreau said that, and he's fucking right on the money. If you're not in jail, if that shit were to happen, you're an asshole. That's all I got on this topic. I'm sick of hearing about Portland and fucking being equivocated with January 6th.